fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
My pulse throbbed, a frantic rhythm against the cold metal of the drop pod's wall. Each beat echoed the tremor running through my limbs, a mixture of fear and something else, something akin to homecoming. The air tasted of ozone, sharp and metallic, overlaid with the faint, almost floral scent of the pod's life support systems. Anticipation coiled tight in my stomach, a nervous energy that threatened to overwhelm the carefully constructed calm I'd cultivated for months. Below, Xylos bled crimson under the twin suns, a breathtaking, terrifying vista. It looked like a wound on the face of the galaxy. Kaelin Vex was a weapon, yes, forged in the crucible of the Astrian Academy, honed by years of relentless training. My purpose, to dismantle the Noocracy's shield, the energy barrier that had choked this planet for decades, allowing them to bleed it dry. But duty wasn't the sole fuel driving me, not by a long shot. It was a phantom warmth, a ghost of sensation that clung to my skin. It was the memory of Riker's scorching touch, the way his calloused hands felt against my bare skin, the possessive heat that radiated from him. The weight of Kieran's protective hand on my back, a silent promise of safety and unwavering loyalty. The burning intensity of Aaron's gaze, a sapphire fire that saw straight through my defenses, acknowledging the darkness and the light within me. Their desire wasn't just a fleeting moment of pleasure, it was a tangible force, a promise whispered against my skin, a brand seared onto my soul. I could almost feel the press of their bodies against mine, the rough texture of Riker's jaw, the smooth coolness of Kieran's lips, the electric charge that always accompanied Aaron's touch. It was a dangerous distraction, a vulnerability I couldn't afford, yet I clung to it, needing it like air. The pod shuddered, signaling final descent. I ran a diagnostic, my fingers flying across the console, confirming all systems were nominal. A practiced routine designed to quell the rising panic, but even the familiar motions couldn't fully mask the tremor in my hands. I glanced at the small, worn photograph tucked into the corner of the console, a stolen moment from our last leave, the four of us laughing under the pale glow of Astria's moon. Riker, all rough edges and smoldering intensity. Kieran, elegant and composed, a quiet strength radiating from him. Aaron, his eyes alight with mischief and a hidden depth of emotion, and me, caught between them, feeling whole. Stepping onto Xylos felt like stepping onto another world. The ramp hissed open, releasing a wave of heat that washed over me. The grit of the red dust crunched under my boots, a fine powder that coated everything in a rusty hue. The air was thick, heavy with the scent of minerals and something else, something ancient and unsettling. I activated my environmental shield, filtering the toxins, but the oppressive atmosphere still felt like a weight on my chest. And then I felt it, not a physical touch, but a pull, a resonance, their presence. Even across the vast distance, across the layers of the Noocracy's interference, I could feel them. Riker's unwavering determination, a beacon of raw power. Kieran's calm focus, a steadying influence. Aaron's sharp intellect, analyzing, strategizing. They were here, somewhere on this desolate planet, leading the diversionary attacks, drawing the Noocracy's forces away from my primary objective. Each breath was a prayer, a desperate plea for their safety. A silent mantra repeating in my mind, stay safe, stay alive, come home. But woven into that prayer was a selfish longing, a desperate need for their return. The thought of never seeing their faces again, of never feeling their touch, was a pain so acute it threatened to paralyze me. I adjusted the targeting reticle on my wrist-mounted disruptor, focusing on the energy signature of the shield generator miles to the north. The mission was paramount. The liberation of Xylos, the dismantling of the Noocracy's oppressive regime, it all depended on my success. But the cold logic of duty couldn't extinguish the fire that burned within me. I wouldn't just break the shield, I would return to them. I would navigate this hellscape, overcome every obstacle, and emerge victorious. Not for the glory, not for the accolades, but for the promise of their arms around me, their lips on mine, the feeling of belonging that only they could give me. I began to move, my boots sinking slightly into the crimson dust. The twin suns beat down on my back, casting long, distorted shadows. The landscape stretched before me, a desolate expanse of canyons and mesas. It was a hostile, unforgiving world, but I wasn't afraid. I had faced worse. I had faced the emptiness within myself, and I had found solace in their love. As I walked, I replayed their voices in my head. Riker's gruff assurances, Kieran's gentle encouragement, Aaron's playful teasing. Each memory was a shield against the encroaching darkness, a reminder of what I was fighting for. Kaelin, Riker had said, his voice a low rumble against my ear, don't take unnecessary risks. We need you back here. Focus, my dear, Kieran had cautioned, his fingers tracing the line of my jaw. Your skills are invaluable. Don't let emotion cloud your judgment. Just come back in one piece, Aaron had murmured, his sapphire eyes filled with a vulnerability he rarely showed. I have plans for you. Plans, the thought sent a shiver down my spine. The possibilities were endless, intoxicating, and I intended to see them all realized. I activated my comms, sending a coded signal to their respective units. Status report. A moment of static, then Riker's voice, rough but steady. Holding the line, Noocracy forces are relentless, but we're managing. Kieran's voice followed, calm and precise. Diversionary tactics are proving effective. We're drawing their attention away from your trajectory. Finally, Aaron's voice, laced with a hint of amusement. Having a bit of fun, actually. Their defenses are surprisingly predictable. Good, I replied, my voice firm. Stay safe, I'm en route to the shield generator. And Kaelin, Aaron's voice softened. Don't forget why you're doing this. I didn't need to be told. I carried their reasons with me, etched onto my heart. I haven't forgotten, I said, and began to run, towards the heart of the enemy, towards the promise of a future where we could all be together, free from the shadows of the past.